Okay.
Put it in my ass!
Put it in my ass!
I yelled, put it in my ass since I was a kid. What do you think?
It's true. I wonder what the long.
That was an invitation. Fucker, I don't know what it is.
Okay, let's do this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to PixelCulture, the best podcast you've never heard. You just don't know it yet. I'm Mystic, and joining me today,
Chaos.
Styling.
Jellyfish.
And NJ Howe 88.
Boof! 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 Boof!
Quaz.
And we've got some shit to talk about
Isn't Boof copyrighted by
today.
No.
No,
Tyler.
No.
It might have been, but if it was, then you know what? We're fucked now.
not today.
fucking... Not today.
After nearly 10 years of waiting, we have finally gotten our hands on Final Fantasy 15, formerly known as Versus 13. It seems as though we aren't the only ones, for Square has announced that they have shipped over 5 million copies of the game, which is a franchise record. Additionally, they announced that exciting DLC is on the way in the form of co-op game modes and possible customizable characters.
Okay, that might actually get me into that shit. Because that's what I'm at. I like to customize.
New Game Plus.
I'll go ahead.
Yeah, they also announced New Game Plus, and that's going to be one of the first updates, I believe.
New Game Plus.
What comes with that again?
It's
I
like a
can't remember.
Batman mode. Like where Batman, you beat Batman, but you go through the game again, there's like better shit and more shit. Like
Well, they had also you had said that they were fixed in like Chapter 13 or something like
Chapter
that.
13 was apparently a disappointment. I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet in the game, so I can't really...
Is that the end?
No, there's I think 14 story chapters, and then
Okay.
Chapter 15 is like all the post-game stuff.
Okay.
I believe. Don't quote me. And
Sounds
so I don't know, a lot of people were complaining about Chapter 13, so they decided to go back into it, do some rewrites, add cutscenes, events, things like that.
I know. Didn't they already go back and add some cutscenes from Kingsglaive, like into the game
Yeah.
or something like that?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah, and they announced that stuff on top of the DLCs that they had already previously announced, like the expansion pack, the Gladio pack, and Ignis pack, Prompto pack.
So you can finally play as the other three characters.
Yep.
At least
And then
the
there's a
other three.
holiday pack. I
Do
don't
they
know what
just
that
have like their
entails.
own little...
I think they're going to be like a little side story
Well-
that you play as that character.
And I want to say, when you're getting the parts for Sid to fix the ship,
For ship.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh. Yeah, the Mithril.
Gladius takes off.
Yeah, I was just going to say
Yeah,
that.
just happened
So
to be.
He's
and
like,
then,
I gotta take care of
Yeah,
some stuff.
so-
I know I'm your number one bodyguard. But I'm out of
Yeah.
here.
so
Buy
they're
some
probably,
drugs.
you know, I'm not sure if Ignis
Slips
takes
out.
off. I haven't got farther into the story.
Yeah.
But if, you know, they're probably setting that up now, so you go back and play as what he did.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
That's what I'm
as
thinking.
right now, you don't know what the fuck he
And
was
at first
doing.
I thought, if he's leaving now, I mean, this can't end well. He's
Yeah.
gonna betray or something.
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
But then again, he meets you up in the
They
power
might just be
station.
setting it up
Yeah.
so he can come in and have like a heroic moment. And
Wait, so
save
is
you at
Gladius the
last
one with like
moment.
the mullet, like the fucking
Yeah.
Yeah, the
beefy
beefy
guy,
dude.
the guy that was so
Okay,
happy in
okay.
the fucking.
And so, but when you did that dungeon when he was gone, what's her name? Highwind.
Yeah.
She joined you, so maybe that was why.
Well, even
But
then,
maybe not, because
Yeah,
Iris
Iris
joined you.
Yeah.
And that was
you had
1 plus.
5
Yeah.
party team.
Yeah, so
So-
it doesn't make sense.
Exactly. So
Hopefully they did that intentionally because
Yeah.
they know that they're
Because
gonna
the
fill
packs
in
are
later.
coming
The first
Yeah.
question we need to ask right now: Lady Luna Freya or Iris? Which one is hotter?
Right?
I'm totally an Iris guy, man.
Like Iris from 7?
Oh no, from 15, man.
Oh, Iris.
Iris, whatever.
I don't know. I usually don't like blondes, but I'm thinking Lady
You think so?
Luna.
I already.
I keep thinking of Unaleska from 10. Because there's Yuna and then
Yeah.
now there's
Oh, yeah,
Luna.
I remember Yuna.
Yeah. So Luna Freya. I don't know, but you barely even see her. At least I haven't.
That's true, but when you do see her,
But then what's her? but then what's her name is? She's like cute and bubbly, you know. She's not so serious. So
Iris.
Kind of got that dark persona too, which I don't know. Come on. Who
Well,
can't dig that?
Well,
Yeah.
Luna is like on a,
but Luna talks to
Orca mission,
gods. So
and she can heal you.
Crazy
Yeah.
bitches, dude. Crazy bitches talking to people, man.
yeah.
Okay, does that...
She can summon
if she's
Leviathan on your
got
ass.
if she's got a spell for erectile dysfunction, count me in.
yeah, it's called Viagra.
All she's got to do is touch it.
Just like, come on in.
Not even touch it, just hover above it.
Just hover
Yeah.
above it. That's all it takes.
and it comes.
You know,
to
give
her.
it like a godly aura too.
She'll just go like this, and you're like. Mm.
Like Leviosa. Oh man. So yeah, how are we enjoying 15 so far, and what rating would we give it out of 10?
I think for a 10-year game,
I don't think, dude. Honestly, I think the 10-year development cycle was a marketing ploy. I think Versus 13 got canceled.
And then
At
they
some
used
point.
they reused the assets.
Yeah,
For
and I
something
think
new.
15 was a different
Well,
title.
okay, the
and
way
that
I'm
got
looking at it is-
switched around at some point.
And
too.
If you had a 10-year development cycle, the thing I saw the other day when you were playing, where you had that pond.
Don't
right?
just
It
cut
was
the water,
90-degree
come on.
angles. I was like,
But
if
then-
you got 10-year development, you don't
The
have
Archean,
90-degree
though.
angles in anything.
the Archean, the Titan. You also watched that shit.
That shit was
Yeah, but
awesome.
that was God of War PS2. I'm not hating because I dig it, but God of War PS2 had the same fucking graphics.
No, it's great that Devin's here because us four are really super fans of Final Fantasy,
Yeah.
right?
So I'm a pretty
and
big
it's
fan
a different.
but Devin could be
perspective.
more objective.
too. But I like anything, and I'm just looking. I mean, even my favorite game like Skyrim, I will find some problems with that shit
Oh,
right
yeah.
off the bat.
Well,
I'm
there's
like, no,
glitches.
motherfucker, you could have done this. and
There's
like,
glitches all over Skyrim. Well, that's part
But
of the
I will
charm.
say,
Same
if
with Fallout.
they say they put 10 years into development of that, it should be super fucking good.
I
Like,
think
super shiny.
I don't think it was in full swing 100% development for
Yeah.
that 10 years.
No,
Yeah.
it would.
Dude, it would have bankrupted.
yeah,
It would
dude,
have been like
it was
$1 billion.
it was a long,
Yeah.
it was a very long-term side project. It seems.
And I'm not saying
Yeah.
the
I think
game
it
isn't
went through
very well
different
polished.
variations.
like because the game is gorgeous, but there's like I said,
little flaws.
there are things like I said, God of War PS2. 11 years ago, dude. There was battles.
I don't
where
know about the
when
PS2.
when you climbed up Kronos.
Okay.
If you could have
that
a remastered
was-
version of him fighting Kronos,
Well,
it would
there
look
is.
just as good, if not better. Because dude, when that came out, it was fucking shiny.
I don't know about that.
I
The
don't think so,
graphics
man,
Are a
because-
lot crisper.
It's two. You're talking about PS2?
Well,
PS2
I'm
versus
just saying-
PS4? That's
I'm just
that's
saying
two generations
comparison.
difference.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
You can't
comparison
say that a
because-
next gen current game
Oh no.
is the same as a game 10 years ago.
No,
It's
it
just-
looks.
He's
better,
just
but I'm
talking about
saying,
some of the textures.
Like if they had a
and stuff like
remastered
that.
version
Oh,
of
okay.
God of War,
Uh-huh.
or like
Like there was a little point.
it would.
It was
be
a
similar.
fishing pond, and one of the part of the water pointed.
So
And he
there
was like,
there
the water
it was a
wouldn't
graphic.
fucking
There's
do
a
that.
right angle and something.
There was
that-
like
something
4 or
it's
5
nature,
right
it
angles.
should be.
But and
yeah,
it
not
did
like-
it did not look real. That's
Okay.
true. But that's the only example of that. But I will admit, around the volcano, some of the texture is kind of barren. Like
Well,
I will
it did-
admit that
well,
there
that-
is some.
Not
Not
the
the stuff.
not the
lava
Titan
falling
crater, but
down
the-
was cool.
No, not the Titan crater
Okay,
itself.
the
but
volcano
but the
itself.
volcanic.
Dude,
Yeah.
the only thing that I
It
figured
looked
that
like it was still rendering to me.
exactly just render me. It's just a lot going on right there in that whole area. That
But-
with the real time
Well, we'll
thing
get.
transferring
I have like
through.
a few little things, and they're small little nitpicky things that honestly haven't
It's kind of the same
kept
with
me
me.
from enjoying the game.
Yeah,
But-
I think. I mean, the repetition in some of the side quests.
Yeah.
There
And I
is.
think that's why I
You know,
with Final
like,
Fantasy me, I haven't
but,
really found it because it's
however,
it's repetitive.
like this is
All games kinda
this
do.
is stuff that we can do. Like, oh, okay, I haven't gotten far enough into story to where I would actually be leaving this area, which I wanted to try and maximize myself prior to leaving.
Right.
Mhm.
And
You want to do everything
That's
before you
what I've been
leave.
doing.
yeah, that's just how I do it.
Yeah.
And like starting to get to a point of monotony to where I'm kind of getting pushed to wanting
But see,
to
you have the
progress.
option to go forward and experience something new, if
And
you
then
want
go
to.
back.
and that's what I did.
Right.
I got tired of Disgaea a little bit, like Disgaea, whatever. I know I always say it
I
wrong.
want to get to Altissa, but
You got a few steps.
I just need to get on there. Yeah, I'm going right to Altisha.
well, let's see. As far as story goes, I think
Depends
I've got
on
like
the
maybe
goals.
6 or 7 more hunts in before
Before you leave.
I'm finished up.
Oh.
See, I didn't finish all my hunts.
I got okay. That's besides the ones once you hit
Because-
rank 5. Once I hit rank 5, I think another small handful will open up.
Yeah.
We'll talk about like what you like about the game and like your overall score. What you would give.
I heard a lot of people were upset about the battle system. I'm actually
In the
having
beginning.
a lot of fun with it.
Oh hell yeah!
With
I think it's changed
the
a lot
war
of
blades
lines,
and just the different variations. You know, each enemy's got their weaknesses to different ones, plus elements, and then upgrading. I got the ultimate blade, which is fucking awesome.
It is.
damn it.
It's pretty, isn't it?
It is.
It's not as flashy as I wanted it to be. like Cloud's Ultimate Weapon and Squall's Lionheart are so like blue and flashy, but it can't be like that because this is photorealism.
It's actually kind of flashy once you see those crits fucking hitting on.
I tried that bounty like 15 times, dude, and I didn't get a healing horn.
It took me for
the food that I told you.
The mother and child rice bowl that gives you plus 50% drop rate.
I'll need to go do
that. And then
I was about to go do that, and then I decided to do it
eat
once
the
more
meal,
and I got it.
Or use the rest point right next to it, or the campsite right next to the bounty. Eat that, or have them cook that food. You're already saved. You're right next to it. You go in, you aim and break the horn off, and you get 2 shots.
Yeah.
If you don't get it, just fucking load the save again. Go hit it again. It's the fastest way to farm.
That's what I did toward the end, because I was starting to gain experience. I hate getting too strong for the area you're in.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, right now I'm sitting at 102 experience points right now.
It was getting a little.
It's funny. I've noticed all 4 of you guys
running back and forth.
Not so much you, because I haven't talked to you for X years, but if you do something you don't like in a game, you'll go back to a previous save and retry it again. I haven't
done that. That's a good idea. Yeah. I usually
him and Tyler do it a lot.
I do
I've never done it, but I always forget about it. I'm like, why the fuck didn't I do this? And then I'm like,
so do you have anything you don't really like about the game, Tyler?
Other than just the repetitious quests, which it's really not that big of a deal. I'm gonna do them all. I'm gonna do them happily. Visually, I'm happy, extremely happy actually. I don't know, the amount of stuff that I have to do in the game is worth more than a little lackluster in certain areas. I do wish that the car would go a little faster.
What would you give it out of 10, Tyler?
Overall score.
I'm caught between an 8.5 and a 9.
Have you noticed that the chocobos have buttholes?
you should, right?
I haven't. I don't usually stare at a brown eye unless I'm doing doggy.
Well, when you're running and you're adjusting the camera and you see a weird ruffle, you're like, what the fuck is that? That is an asshole right there.
Now I'm going to have to look at it.
I'm serious,
I'm gonna fucking go home right.
It looks like a frumpy potato. It's so... I'm not entirely sure it's necessary.
Okay, so...
All right, score.
8.5. Let's say 8.5.
8.59. Somewhere... That's where I'm...
8.59.
That doesn't work, Tyler. It's got to be a solid.
Okay, well, I haven't...
I got a solid
8.575.
I haven't completed the storyline. I'm actually still
We were talking about
I'm just barely putting the tip in.
Both.
Yeah, I don't have a strong thing. I guess so far, I'm at an 8.5.
Okay.
Right, none of us have finished the game yet, so
Yeah.
this is all just conjecture. We can't really make a real
Yeah, you can't make a
score.
definitive, but I mean, if we're going to
But just what we have so far.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
how about you? What has been your experience?
Mine?
With you? Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. The one thing I have with the problems with the side quest is if you've played old Final Fantasy games, it's all about story pretty much, and there's a few little side quests or little things that you can do to the side, but mainly it's just a linear story. But you've got this world map, so it's kind of like an illusion that it's open world. But this one is more truly open world, at least for the first half. So anyway, so the word side quest used to be at the end of the game, before you beat the final boss, you get to level 99, you get all your weapons, you do everything that the game has to offer, and then you go beat the last boss, and they're just easy because you're overpowered, But in this era, side quests are MMO fetch quests. Go kill 3 of these guys because I'm gonna fucking stand here and do nothing while you do it, and I'll give you 200 experience points. It's okay, great, let's do that 500 times, and then we'll have a 10-hour story to mix it up. But so that kind of pisses me off. So those old side quests are they're dead pretty much as far as I'm concerned, which sucks because I used to rush through the stories after playing these games so many times because I love doing the side quests.
It's almost like the new definition of side quest is content.
Yeah.
It's just fluff now.
Yeah.
Fluff out the story.
But
it's an artificial way to lengthen.
See, Final Fantasy VII, with the Chocobo played the hugest part. You had to get the 4
the best.
to get in what?
In 7.
cross-dressing when you get the
You had to get
Dios.
the dress.
Well, yeah, dude, like little things like that, like just like you had to go off the beaten path. You had to kind of put things together yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Do you have any other things you didn't really like that kind of stuck out?
Can't
Can't use my notes.
There's there's a side quest. Man, that's the biggest thing. I think it's gorgeous, but they're like, you know, like back in the day, cutscenes were like that like better graphics, fully rendered,
Oh yeah.
beautiful cutscenes. But now people say cutscene, it's really just like an event between characters with the camera
Yeah, I kind
at a
of
different spot.
that kind of wears on me in video
So-
games. It's
so
a trend
now- Yeah, the only like real cutscene or cinema scene I've seen was like at the beginning of the game when Noctis and his dad talk, and then he leaves, and that's it.
Wasn't there
Because
another
they
one
wanted
in
to be seamless.
And they
So
used to
just-
have like an
There-
hour of
The attack on the
cutscenes.
city.
There was
Kinda.
one, yeah. There's with King Regis, and there's one where you listen to the radio and Luna's like healing an old guy. I mean,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a couple of them,
But they're
thrown
very-
in
they're
there,
very
but they're
short.
very vague.
And
yeah.
so we've seen all this footage of this game for so long, and it's all like cutscenes, like the Omen trailer, and then
Oh,
when
yeah,
Kingsglaive came out, that trailer, it's like wow, there's a lot of cutscenes, but there's not. But that's just talking from I don't know nostalgia, you know.
yeah,
because
no, I
I like
fully
the old
understand
stuff,
because it was
but-
like a reward to get a cutscene back.
Yeah.
in the day.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like it was totally like it meant you did it right. You're like
So you,
Get
here's
a
your
progressive
reward.
You
Yeah.
earned
see
it. Like you had
Yeah.
to work for those.
right.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
now they
They're-
just give it to you.
Like
You
know,
get to the area and boom.
So I think those are my main points. Plus, I haven't finished the game yet. I don't like. There's like a world map in the strategy guide that shows like the grids of where the summons will appear, and Leviathan are like two little dots like that big by like two areas of water, which you're hardly ever gonna see. I've had
It's a weird
Titan.
choice.
I've had Titan since he's a sea monster, so you got to be by
Well,
the
yeah.
water to see him.
Yeah.
So that it's logical, but there's sea all around the
Yeah.
edge of the continents, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so if you're like smack dab in the middle, you'll never see him. So I've had Titan for, let's say I played for like 80 hours, so I've had Titan for at least 40 hours, and I haven't seen him once. I've had Rama for a little
Yeah.
shorter than that, but every
Old
time I get a
now.
summon, it's always Rama.
Well, I heard
Which is
that-
cool, but I want to see the other summons.
Yeah, I heard you have to use that because, like, in that trailer, he fucking decks the turtle, like the giant turtle thing.
Fuck yeah.
Have you not seen that? The
That's-
Titan, like,
the adamant toys.
Oh, no.
punches the
No.
adamant toys.
Towards the end, I quit seeing, I quit watching
And
stuff.
see, that's a good.
To my
that right
understanding-
there is a kicker for me. Is the summons.
To my understanding, each
Is-
summon is procced by a certain sort of event.
Yeah, you need it to do something, but then in the end game, you can use them freely. That's to my understanding.
Oh, really?
Like you
Yeah.
can actually, like
Like in the demo, when you
You can
like if you
select to use them
died,
whenever you wanted.
or like Ramal would come and save you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that kind of shit. And I think that's why they don't have them as like
but it's only like what once per day you can use them,
something like that. I can't
Probably
remember.
that would.
or like you get like one death per day. It's like if you happen to die twice.
Is
then-
that per summon or just overall?
I bet it's overall.
Probably.
To have to see all the
That's a lot
summons
of
in one day
summons,
would be
yeah.
kind of strange.
Yeah, if you die that many times in one like game day, fuck you. You need to get this game back.
Right.
All right,
But
yeah.
but I'm really excited to see the other summons. I didn't see Leviathan when they did like a trailer of
I've
it
just
before the
seen-
game came out. I
I've
didn't
just
want to watch
seen,
it.
Yeah, cinematics.
I want to
of it.
wait till I see it in game. It's just better that way. But
I'm waiting for Shiva to get Shiva.
And Shiva, yeah,
Oh
Shiva's
my
gonna be
God.
cool, and then Ifrit's gonna be cool. And I also like that there's only 5 or 6 summons, and they're
Is-
actually part of the story. 7 and 8, you know, like
They just
Sephiroth.
happen.
Sephiroth kills the Midgar Zolom, and there's like a little scene about it, and you're like, whoa, he killed this 40-foot snake.
Yeah.
It's like,
Did
well,
Sephiroth
I just summoned like Knights of the Round, and you didn't say anything about it. But now, you know, they're part of the story.
Do you have anything else that you want to add?
Yeah, the whole 10-year development thing, I don't think any game is worth waiting 10 years to play. I don't think anything can ever live up to that, but I think this game has done a good job. I think it's done better than most developers and publishers
You know,
would do.
I mean,
But no game is worth a 10-year wait, no matter what it is.
I think a lot of part of that
Last
was
Guardian.
about marketing too.
Yeah, they want to sell the hell out of it. They're like, oh, we need 10 million copies to make a profit.
Oh yeah, dude.
So
And
the more
that's
hype you
like
put out about it, and the more times you cancel, the more people are gonna be like pissed. Be like, why the fuck are you canceling?
That's
It's gonna be amazing. Like,
that's like a
so-
gaming legend, dude.
Yeah.
Like a 10-year development cycle. Like few games can say that. Like
Yeah.
Duke Nukem Forever, Last Guardian.
So having that said, I would give it.
Dragon Guard.
I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Okay.
Minus the
Still
1.5 points for the artificially stretching the length of the game with all the stupid side quests. But I guess I can't complain about those because I'm doing every single one of them.
They're still appealing in some odd way.
They're still appealing, but it's
Yeah.
like, man, they spent so much time in this game. Who am I to skip something?
You do get
you know?
some legitimate rewards for some
And
side
yeah,
quests.
once you get towards the end of the long lines, then you get some
Like
some
a
good
couple of the
things.
side quests have led me to Royal Arms. Like I have 10 Royal Arms
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, you can get those anyway. But like
Oh, yeah.
Cindy's quest line, you can't have your flying car unless you do all of hers.
Yeah.
So so there's definitely incentive to do them, but I don't know. That's how it is, I guess.
There's a few standout side missions like Cindy's Quest. The fucking dog tag one is just ridiculous.
Oh, there's just one more thing I want to
like
say.
it.
There was the first time I saw those monsters you're talking about, the Corels.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was doing a side quest looking for the traps. I was releasing the 5 animal traps.
Oh, okay.
And
So
it
the
says
guy
on the
can
game
do it.
it's like a level 15 or 20 quest, and then you go there, but there's 2 of those corals
They're
that are like level
38.
40 or 50.
Yeah, dude.
And it's
yeah.
like I can't be this low of a level and do this.
Yeah.
And
well, like
I had to
one-
like lead them away so I could run away and then hurry and release the trap and then be
Yeah,
done with
yeah.
it. But yeah, it's
That
like,
doesn't even work for me, dude. If
It's a
I
pain in
if
the
I try
ass.
to like trail them my way, I swear to God, dude, like they don't leave their own circle.
I've done it quite a few times. Dude.
maybe I don't remember what I
just
did,
stop.
but it took a while. It was a
They
pain in the
won't
ass.
fight you if they're out of the circle. They'll just walk around and you can just fucking fuck them up.
That only happened once with a red giant, but I thought it was just like an
It's never happened
accidental
to me.
glitch.
Oh yeah, those iron giants are so cool in this game.
Yeah, dude.
How they like come out of the ground
Yeah.
at nighttime.
Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit.
The only
Not
thing
really.
I have a problem with is the whole. At the point of the game I'm at, there are some times where I would like to summon, and there is no way of doing it.
You can't summon whenever
It-
you want.
Yeah.
Pisses me off.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's
Because-
an odd mechanic
and-
change.
When I move, when you go over to capture the Imperial, the Commodore, whatever the fuck he is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you go over and you have to destroy the base,
Mm-hmm.
and it kept saying summon.
Yeah.
Hold the fucking left trigger.
You have to
It does
hold it.
not fucking
You have
work.
to hold
Really?
it down.
I've held it down for 10 minutes standing in
you
that
have to
area
hold
and
it down.
did not fucking
I know.
work.
I was doing it and I was like, why
Were
the
you
fuck
getting
is
hit?
it not?
No,
Because you have to have like no interruption.
I have.
right? And I'm not
I
sure.
cleared the whole area out from enemies, and before I
almost
physically
did too, actually.
destroyed it, I'm like, okay, let's summon. Let's watch. You know,
And it says summon.
and it says
L2.
summon, and I'm
what
holding
do?
down my left trigger, and nothing.
Yeah, you.
That's weird. That's never happened to me.
It happened to me for a little bit, and then I held it down, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Now it's
Until I realized you have to hold it down for like 8 seconds or something. But that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
That's
mean,
not
I held it
happening.
down for a minute. I saved it. You know, the previous save. Went back and did it again. Held it again. Still nothing. I'm like, fuck this.
huh. That's weird.
But that's the only downside I have
Uh-huh.
is the summoning.
okay.
Because in 7,
As long as
I
you have
would
the magic
type,
points.
I would, do combinations, get poison damage going, get burns going,
Yeah.
then do a summon
Yeah.
for the main bosses.
Right.
And now it's like I can't do that.
Yeah.
So it takes
Now it's like you have to
It's-
intentionally do bad so you can summon.
exactly.
So they come save you. Yeah. But then
Well,
if you
no.
accidentally go out of the radius,
It doesn't work.
then you can't summon again. I was so
Yep.
pissed,
It
man.
does
I
not.
really
That
need to
sucks.
summon right now, but they wouldn't let me.
That's dumb.
So wait, if
But-
you leave the circle, it
To exit the battle and then you go oops, and then re-enter the battle, then the
You can't-
summon sign is gone. You can't summon
Yep.
again. It's like you had your chance, but you left the battle. So
You're screwed.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
dumb.
haven't
But
run into that.
I was
Well,
in a
I don't even have any of the summons yet.
Oh.
in a battle with one of the dungeon
Not even Titan.
masters.
No, I'm like
I
right
think it was
before.
the serpent.
I'm
behind the
literally
waterfall.
like the story quest that I'm on takes me to Titan,
Okay.
and I just
So it was after you defeat Titan
Mhm.
and you go into the ice cave right there
Oh,
behind the waterfall.
Yeah.
That snake. Forget the name of it.
We were just talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
But I had a chance to summon there too.
is it a Naga?
Yeah, I guess Prompto's like, "Hey, drag me here."
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he
Wait.
takes him. Yeah.
Am I thinking of something else?
But
Anyway.
you know, I had a chance to do another summon. Didn't work.
Didn't work.
So
That sucks.
yeah.
You gotta drop
Wait.
a Yule.
So
Okay.
you had Titan
Hold on.
and Ramo,
Yeah.
those two.
And I had, and I could have summoned both of them at one point or another, and
Uh-huh.
it would not work
right,
for some odd reason. It would pop up summon
right.
and hold down the
Just
trigger.
know.
and
Sometimes
that-
I miss it.
Okay.
I'm like, whoa, how
no,
was that meant?
If, like, I mean, even in the battle, like, if you like are sprinting around, if your stamina bar, like, if you're in the red, you cannot cast. You can't even use your warp strike.
And see, maybe that was it because I didn't have my stamina bar showing at the time,
If it says
That could be
stasis,
because if
then-
you sprint around to try and
Yeah.
get a better angle for your.
and I always do that.
Warp.
You guys know how I play a fighting game,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. So like, that's one thing. Like putting a couple of points in that isn't a bad thing because, like, if you as long as you have enough stamina, like through like a heavy fight, then you're good. Just because the click to stick thing, I haven't
Right.
put any points into the stamina bar,
right,
but I do run into that because always running around and certain things you do drain your stamina, like your what, like
the heavy sword.
heavy or air dodging.
Yep, that drains it. But maybe that was it. Maybe I'll try that and see if that works.
Okay. What is there things that you liked about the game?
I loved everything else.
Okay. So no complaints anywhere else.
Nope, just the summoning. Fix
I
that
like-
shit.
I can say I do like the fact that, like each character has their own skills, you know, that do influence the game.
yeah,
Like certain mills can only be made out of fish that you catch,
Yeah.
and you know, like, and I mean, each skill, like the more you use it, like you get perks from it. The survival skill is my best friend.
Yes,
Like,
because
walking around.
Gladius will find anything and everything you
Dude, like,
fucking need.
all of the best items, dude, he finds, and right now it's at the point like I get a mega potion or a high elixir after every fucking thing that I kill.
yeah.
All right. So what would you give it out of 10?
Honestly, my opinion, it's right up there with Final Fantasy VII, so I'll give it a 9.
Right on.
And the
Good.
reason being is it would be a 10 if I could summon. Because there are times where
Yeah, that
a
was
giant
crazy.
god killing shit would just be awesome.
Right. And they're
Not-
so big.
Yeah.
And the music kicks up.
And it's you're just like, something awesome.
Yeah, dude. It is a
But-
spectacle.
Yeah. Anyway, what's your thoughts?
My turn. Okay. Okay. Let me first start out by saying I love this game. I have waited a long time for this.
I doubt it.
And overly not disappointed with it, but I do have a few things. Also, let me say, this game needed to happen.
Yeah.
The turn-based style, for all the purists, all the hate that I'm going to get, well, no one's going to listen anyway, but all the hate, the turn-based style is getting boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Really boring. Like, it cut the pace of the game, it just cut into everything.
Yeah.
So this revitalized the franchise, and they've already sold more copies than any other Final Fantasy game in existence.
No, the thing,
That's proof.
best change that now, sorry, like to go back, but
No, you're good.
no fucking random bat encounter.
Yes.
Right.
That's what
That's
fucking pissed me
shit
off.
drove me.
I mean, and
nuts.
it still kind of is even random. I mean, I'll be running, and all of a sudden it'll be like
Out of nowhere, you're in a battle. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
And
like
I'm like,
just
oh, what the fuck?
spawning in front of your eyes.
Well, yeah, but you
Yeah.
can do something about it.
You
know,
can run away.
You
Yeah,
can
you
avert
can
it, you
run.
can fight
Yeah.
it. At least this way, like,
You have a
instead of
choice.
it going into a fucking loading screen, you're like, oh god, I hope it's not a fucking, you know, like a Malro or some shit like that. Like you get to see what it is and kind of like
I love
Judge if you want to
real-time
fight it or
plan
not.
it.
I love the epicness of the battle system. I love how cinematic it can be. The magic system is in depth enough to keep you like going back and experimenting with other things. So I love that shit.
I love mixing poison in with spells.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
so much fun.
Like
I
with
love-
with antidotes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love the variety that you have, like as far as like fighting and stuff goes. Like you can mix up different weapons for combos and stuff like that. Like I love that shit. Traversal, like if you're getting tired of driving in your car, you can call up a chocobo, or you can just like foot it, dude. Like they've given you so many options in this open playground that it's amazing. Like it's breathtaking. Like,
Later, you could fly.
Yeah.
yeah, and you can fucking fly
So-
around.
And then you can
Yeah.
fly, drive,
don't
ride,
hit
and
any
walk.
light
You can
posts.
beeline it. You don't
Yep.
have to take the roads.
I just
hit
wish
me like
that it
this.
could be as fluent as the fucking Final Fantasy VII Highway. And like, dude, you hit X, dude, and you were like fucking up in the air, dude. And you can fucking beeline anywhere, dude, and it's a quick land, and you're off.
Yeah, this
Like this one, it just seems like there's a lot of time. Like, you click on the car, dude, you gotta watch everybody get in the motherfucker. Then it's gotta like
That's
slowly
true,
pick
yeah.
up and drive and.
Unless you fast travel.
And in the earlier stages, lower levels, you know, fucking being babied by Ingus.
Yeah,
You know,
when Ignis
sorry,
can
I don't
drive at
think
night.
I don't want you
Yeah.
driving. I don't want you driving,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna drive either.
Well,
Where
you're a
want-
prince. You gotta get
No.
driven around.
Oh yeah,
The
but
prince shouldn't
if
even
it
be
were
out
me, I
fighting.
would have been like, drive this fucking
None
car
of it
because
makes
I need to
sense.
get over there and
Exactly.
turn this shit in.
Yeah.
Fucking go to bed. I sure
Go
fuck
to
don't
bed.
want
I
to
gotta go
walk.
get some XP.
Okay, my cons. For as beautiful as the game is, I feel like there could be a little bit more detail. Just like I said, around the volcano, it looks a little barren. Maybe it's supposed to look like that because it is volcanic
Maybe
ash and
maybe
shit.
some more cars.
Just I'm spoiled because I played The Witcher 3. That
Ah,
game is gorgeous.
I hated that.
That,
game.
There
I have to
is-
agree with you. It is gorgeous.
Detail everywhere.
I played
man.
it for 20 minutes and
Really?
literally took it back to GameStop.
I've put at
Hated
least
it.
a good 30 hours into that game.
And
It's-
see, I've only put
it's
about
beautiful.
maybe 10 hours.
So, I mean, if you're going to compare it to that, the landscape just looks a little barren. I mean, even Episode Dusky, like, had some pretty vivid visuals, but it was also all of that area, like, crunched down
Yeah.
into one smaller area. So, that also could be it. It could just be the detail is kind of more spread out. And I'm also still fairly early in the game, so there might be other areas. So it's a little too early to judge. But just a little more detail. I mean, and even the side quests, like, you're just looking for little shinies on the ground.
It's hard to find.
Like just little
Sometimes.
shinies. Like why couldn't
Does
they
anybody
render
else
something?
fucking get irritated looking for the frogs?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It took a while.
But why is that the only thing that's not like a little shiny? It's actually, I guess it has a shiny on it, but it's like
it
an
says
actual
yellow
physical-
frog, but if you look at it, it's like mustard. I was thinking of like a shiny.
Yeah,
yellow
shiny
frog.
gold, like
Yeah.
something.
But then,
see-
if you listen, they croak when you get closer
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah.
I learned that on like the very last one.
Well,
But see, if they can like fully render a frog, like why can't they like render like the vegetables that you're picking up and shit? Just like to kind of breathe a little bit more life into
When
the
you're
world.
feeding the chocobo, it just kind of disappears out of your hand.
Yeah, or when
Yeah.
you hand a guy like a repair kit, you're just like, here you go.
Yeah, he just goes like this. There you go.
You know, like just little details about that. The mission variety, we kind of went into that a little bit.
Mhm.
I kind of wish that they would put check marks next to the dungeons you've already completed.
Somehow
It's a s-
indicate that you've cleared
So
the.
you- Weird.
Yeah,
I
but I mean,
agree.
there is end game stuff that you're gonna have to go back with the key that it won't unlock any of those, or that you can't get behind any of those doors because
Oh,
you need a
so
key.
is that you? Is that?
That's end game shit.
Oh.
yeah, because you'll
So-
get the key at the end.
Yeah, you have to beat the game to get to that shit. And the last thing that I want to say as something that I'm not a big fan of is the fucking camera is one of the biggest enemies in the game.
During the battle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're
There are
fighting and you're
sometimes
anywhere near shrubbery,
Or I'm
you are
staring
going
at a
to be
bush
blind.
the whole time that I'm fucking something up. But I mean, I know what I'm doing, so it's
Well,
not that
no,
big a
dude,
deal.
'cause
And you can wrap the camera around,
If
sure,
you,
but
yeah,
you shouldn't
but
necessarily
I swear
have
to God, like every time you go to wrap the camera around, it like cancels out everything else you're doing.
If
Yeah.
you go into the options, you can set it to where the camera's farther away from Noctis in battle, and that helps.
I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah, same
It
here.
helps. It helps a lot, but still, it's inevitable. You're gonna get trapped in a bush once or
It's not a bad
twice.
thing.
But those are just small nitpicky things that haven't made me want to stop playing the game. Like I still want to play
Yeah,
it.
nothing's bad enough to make
Oh,
it
no.
unplayable.
I can't.
Well,
Stop.
I have to stop right there. There is one thing that is bad enough to make you stop playing, and that is to have a controller that the joystick sticks.
Well, that's the
Sucks.
controllers that shit's on the game.
That's
not
the
game
only
issue,
thing that
though.
make it unbearable.
Right.
Because
Just use some alcohol, man. Like,
I've done it. I've taken it apart. I've cleaned it out. I've done everything I could do, like I would with the 360 controllers, right?
Yeah.
And it.
Why are
does
you
not.
using 360 controllers?
That sucks.
No, I used to fix 360 controllers,
Oh, I was like, what the hell? Like,
but
how?
I've done everything I can on the one controllers, but it still doesn't work.
That's how my A button is. My A button sticks on the one, and I can't get it up sometimes.
All right. So all of that being said, I'm gonna give it a 9, just because I do feel like it was worth the wait, and I'm still having a lot of fun with it, even though like I put close to like 70 hours into the game, and I'm only halfway done with the game. I'm trying to experience everything I can that the game has to offer, and I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. So.
NJHow88 hates Xbox
Period.
and Microsoft.
And I'm honestly, I'm with Nick. You know me.
Dude, you said
You
a
know
little
me.
while ago you said you were an Xbox guy. You guys backed me up.
I prefer,
Yep,
I
yep,
I
prefer
remember
the
it.
fact that as far as like I still like the PlayStation controller. It feels better in my hands. It doesn't feel like my hands are like when I play Xbox. If I'm playing for longer than like a couple hours, I always have to constantly do
That's
this
true,
or
yeah.
stretch out my hands because my hands feel like my hands are pretty big, but I still feel like I gotta like wrap around that controller. Like I feel like I'm like bear hugging it a little bit.
Xbox
On
fits
PlayStation,
nicely
it just
for
flows
shooters
better. Like your
mainly.
shit's closer. And like at a fighting game, dude, I can dom the fuck out of a fighting game on PlayStation, but Xbox, it's like I feel like my thumbs have to travel a little farther. And I still feel that PlayStation's graphics are better than Xbox's. I still, to this day, feel that way because Red Dead Redemption on PS3 looks better than GTA 5 does on Xbox One.
They've smoothed the edges. Like the resolution might be a little bit better on Sony, but the PS4 and the Xbox One are pretty much technically close to being the
And
same.
another huge sell point for PlayStation is the fact that if you don't have internet, you ain't watching dick on
That's
your
true.
Xbox. You cannot put
Yeah,
any
there's
fucking
no
CD
built-in.
in, period, and watch it. Now PlayStation, if you ain't got the internet,
You're just adding to his hate.
exactly. That's the one thing when Hydro told me that night, I was like, no, that sounds like some
It's
stupid
just
fucking bullshit.
Well,
They-
it's an app that you have to download.
and then they no. Even if you have the app
No,
downloaded,
even if you have the
have
app,
to have
if you
the
don't
internet.
have.
Well, no, I know, but you have to download the app. You have to have internet to
Yeah.
get connection
Exactly.
to the app. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Which is stupid. PlayStation, it
Yeah.
don't fucking matter. You just put it in, it goes.
That's true.
Xbox was not thinking on that one because that is fucking retarded.
Yeah, that is a weird omission.
Like, cause how do you? Okay, if that's
But
because you buy the system because this is how they advertise it. It's the one. It's the only system you need to house, your gaming, your video captures, your, watching your movies. That's the only thing you're ever gonna need in the middle of your living room. What if you don't have internet for a couple months and you want to watch movies because you decided not to buy cable because the
That's
one
true.
is everything? No.
well, I mean, you can get everything on the one except for DVD, I guess. I mean, it is kind of weird to omit a DVD player built in when it's
It's just a
boasting
really,
being
it's a
the
really,
all-in-one
really bad
console.
idea. Like, why would you do that? Like, really, why would you do that? Like,
Okay,
that's-
I want to hear why Nick doesn't like Xbox. I want to hear why.
probably for the same reasons. Like,
Boof.
No, mine's deeper seated than that. Okay, so I grew up in the 90s. I grew up playing platforming games, and then I jumped ship to PlayStation because I played Final Fantasy VII. So ever since '97, when I was 9 years old, I loved RPGs, and that was my main focus, and still is. So the PlayStation 1 was great. It had a lot of Japanese RPGs. The PS2 was great also, had a lot of Japanese RPGs. And then, I don't know, some dick was hired at Sony and they decided that RPGs don't sell. So,
And then the PS3 started pushing them out.
so the Xbox 360 is out and the PlayStation 3 is out, and all of these like new gamers or older gamers or just casual gamers went to Xbox because they liked their first-person shooters and sports games. Because at the time, that's pretty much what all Xbox was about.
Yeah.
Except, and then, like I said, the PS3, they started pushing out their RPGs. They don't want them anymore, so they started going to Xbox. Like Tri-Ace, who makes Star Ocean, they made Star Ocean 4 for the Xbox with a big budget, so Microsoft gave them the budget for that. They made Infinite Undiscovery, and they made The Last Remnant. And I wouldn't play or buy those three because I hated Xbox. which is a stupid, irrational principle. I understand that, but I didn't want to buy an Xbox, and eventually I did. But so then I kind of was hating on the PS3, but in like the console wars, it was Xbox, and then it was the Wii, and then it was the PS3, which sucked. PS3 was a black sheep after being on top 2 previous generations, the 1 and 2. So basically, I just feel like Xbox and the idiots at Sony that were there at the time, they just kind of got rid of the RPGs. That was like the reason I gamed. So then I kind of quit gaming for a while, and I tried the whole Xbox thing with Guitar Hero and Halo and just their shitty subpar games that I didn't really like. And then, you know, we had some RPGs on like the PSP, which is owned by Sony, and you know, that was cool, but they were just like small budget things, and they just weren't what they used to be, you know? And I craved that. I wanted that. I wasn't gonna change, so
It definitely took a dip.
It did.
Well, it's the way of the world now, because everything is
But the nice
online.
thing is
it's all
Sony,
online. It's all first-person shooters.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
American RPGs. So Japan used to be on top as far as RPGs go in the PS1 and PS2 days, and now all the kids
Well,
have
now
grown
it's all
up from
Western
that era,
RPG.
and they want to make their own game. So they have. There's Fallout. There's
Yeah.
Skyrim.
Don't say
there's-
Fallout's not a good game. You cannot say Fallout's not a good
Fallout's a great game. No, I understand, and I agree. I mean, and so just there was so much change in the industry itself I didn't like, and with the Xboxes dying, like what, the 50% fail rate for the 360s,
game. Yeah.
it cost Microsoft over $1 billion to fix that.
to get everything back. But if I remember correctly, the PS3 also had some system failures, because I remember Devin
Fuck yeah, they did.
over here going through a fucking hell of a time with his PS3.
I don't know.
Sending in like 3 times just
Yeah.
to get it to work.
It just, I guess it depends. It's just luck of the draw.
I never had a red ring.
But I've had
Ever.
I've had 5 PS3s, and none of them gave me trouble.
Wow.
And see, when
Yeah,
the
I had
PS3
4
and
every single
Xbox
one gave me
360,
trouble, except my last one.
Wow.
when the PS3 and Xbox 360 came out, I had to flip a coin
Did
to
you?
pick what one I wanted.
Uh huh.
So at first it was a PS3. The system crashed day 1. I took it
Yeah,
back, bought the
There were
360.
reports
I
of
had it
systems breaking up.
for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Got a red ring, took it apart, blew out the fucking fan, put it back together, voila, fixed the problem.
Wow.
Never bought another PlayStation
Yeah. See, and my PlayStation did that to me on 3 times.
because
and then the
you
factory.
spend that kind of money, shit needs to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
I agree. Yeah, that's
And that's what kept me from buying another PlayStation.
just
One
bad
of-
luck. And I don't know the failure rates of the PlayStation 3s, but I do know the failure rates of the Xbox 360 was near
And they were-
50%.
it was
Yeah.
high, yeah.
So I can't speak to the PlayStation 3, but all
I
I
will
know
s-
all I know is I pick my console for which games they have on it.
Yeah.
And so PlayStation exclusives, well, they used to be Final Fantasy, not anymore, which is fine. They're making more money now,
There's
so
still
that's
there's
okay.
there's gonna be Dissidia coming.
Oh yeah,
Only
that new
PS4.
arcade Dissidia is going to come on PS4,
Yeah.
and there's
You'll have your God of War. I don't know if you're into that shit.
I'm not.
Super deep into God of War.
I'm not into the God of War
And that's one
action
thing I miss.
games. It's just not me. I like horror games. I like Metal Gear Solid is like the only action shooter game I like.
Did you like Metal Gear Solid 5?
Oh, I love
I
that.
love that game.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
I mean,
bet
all it was like overtaking bases and stuff like
it was
that.
so terribly flawed and unfinished, but I loved it.
But it was so good, dude.
I-
Everything that was there,
Ah,
like the squirt gun, and then you could just run away.
Yeah. yeah.
It's so good.
And the boxes, you can like pull out a box and go down like a sand dune and just slide.
Or the cardboard chick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and the guards come up and you pop out and kill them. Yeah, it was great. But that's the main thing why I hate Xbox. They took my RPGs from me.
You really think Microsoft is responsible for that?
Microsoft and Sony, they're both responsible.
There's
But
got to be sales
the X-
figures too that has to back up somebody's
You got to think about it.
thinking process.
When you
behind
think of
this.
Xbox, what do you think of? I think of
Yeah,
Halo.
that's a good point.
I think of Call of Duty, which is on all of them, sure. But I think of first-person shooters, action games like God of War, and sports games, which I hate.
Yeah, I don't play
Yeah.
sports.
If
Yeah,
you want
so-
to play a sport, go
UFC.
fucking
Just
kick
go
a ball.
outside and play a fucking sport.
Right.
Don't play a video
I
game.
can't
for
fly an
sports.
airship in real world, so
Yeah.
I'll play Final Fantasy.
That's
but
exactly my outlook on it too, dude.
I like UFC. That's the only sports game
That's
I will
different though. 'cause
That's a fighting game.
It's
It's a
yeah,
fighting
it's
game.
been around fighting mechanics.
Not in the
And
fighting
see,
games.
You know,
But now the PlayStation 4 is back on top. They just hit 50 million units sold in 3 years.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That is amazing.
Xbox has been outselling PS4 for the past 4 months.
I will
though.
say though that the difference between like Xbox
Probably not overall copies, but
like
in
home
total
screen and
copies
their
sold.
tiles and shit. I like that. It flows as a better setup for me because PlayStation setup like it feels like
There's a lot more
like
steps
literally-
that you have to go through.
the DVD DVD/Blu-ray player you buy from Sony. You can plug it in and then turn on a PS3 or PS4. The exact same motherfucking format as this Blu-ray player that you just spent $40 on.
Pretty much.
A huge fucking $400 system
Yeah.
displays like. That's a little lame. I like Xbox's flow on that, but
Those are actually all really valid points, sir. Like, I don't think any of that is like out of line or like outrageous.
With the Xbox?
Yeah, with your dislike for Microsoft and shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can completely understand. I don't necessarily relate, but I understand like where you're coming from.
Whenever I hear people talk about Xbox, it's like, dude, I can't wait to get off work so I can go play Xbox. Let's go play some
Yeah.
zombies, dude. And it's like,
They've kind of got the stereotype where the Mountain Dew drinking, first-person shooter playing,
Yeah.
fucking
yeah,
doofuses.
yeah.
But I mean, there are a few people out there, like I would like to think myself, is not that type of gamer.
And I feel like
Like-
the people that have been with Sony have been with it since day one for Metal Gear Solid and Crash Bandicoot and
Yeah.
the newer Uncharted games.
Right on. It was good having you.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you for having me.
Oh yeah, dude. It was fun.
Good seeing the booth.
It was fun.
No, it won't. It won't be alright.
It won't. No, it won't be all right.
Do it! Just do it! Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Just do it!